Hello, this is the quiz that we went over in class. That wasn't a quiz. So on July 1st, Wisdom sold goods to a foreign customer. So we need to know that this side is going to be an accounts receivable. So I would go ahead and write that down up there, that this is an accounts receivable. And then because it's an accounts receivable, I'm going to have to receive foreign currency. So over here, I'm going to sell it. So the option is to sell foreign currency, and that's pretty important to know. All right, so had a price of 1,000,000 pesos, so I would write that down, 1,000,000 pesos, and receive payment in 3 months. They also acquired an option to sell 1,000,000 pesos in 3 months at a strike price of 0.055. So that's an important number, 0.055. And again, you probably want to write accounts receivable right there because we're going to do the entire amount. Okay, so basically what I need to do then is I'm going to follow the spot rate. So it's 1,000,000 pesos, and so I'm going to write 55,000, which is 1,000,000 times 0.055. It's going to go up to 58,000, then it's going to go down to 54,000. So simply taking these times 1,000,000. So I'm just going to take this side first since it follows the spot rate. My accounts receivable sales is 0.055 times 1,000,000, so 55,000. Then it needs to go up to 58, so I debit it for 3,000 to make it go up to 58. Then I credit it for 4,000 to make it go down to 54, with offsetting gains if I need a credit, losses if I need a debit. Over here on the option side, I need to fill out this table up here. So this is my spot rate right there, but that's irrelevant to that. So I have my put option is 0.0021 for each peso. So 1,000,000 times 0.0021 is 21,000. 1,000,000 times 0.0019 is 19,100. I'm sorry, 2,100 and 1,900. Skip this one for now. My intrinsic value, I'm going to fill out next. So I asked myself, would I rather sell it for 0.055, which is the strike price, or 0.055? I don't care. So the intrinsic value is 0. And so the time value is the entire 2,100. On the next date, would I rather sell it for 0.055 or 0.058? I would rather sell it for 0.058, so I'm not going to use my option. So the option is worthless. An option cannot have a negative value. You're not going to pay somebody to take it off your hands. So it can't go below 0. So the entire fair value is all time value. So notice intrinsic value plus time value equals fair value. The next one, would I rather sell it for 0.055 or 0.054? I'd rather use the option and sell it for 0.055. So the intrinsic value is 1,000, 0.001, that difference. So my intrinsic value is 1,000. At the last date, the time value is always 0 because today is the day I settle it, so there's no time to adjust for. And so that's 0, so I have my little chart filled out. On the option side, on an option, unlike a forward contract, I actually have to pay for an option. So I debit foreign currency option for 2,100 right there, and I credit cash. Then I need, on my head side, let's go down to here. I have 3 steps. The first one is to offset your gain or loss. So since I have a gain over here, I have a loss over here. And if I have a loss over here, I debit loss and credit AOCI. The second thing that I do is adjust the option to its fair value. So I go from 2,100 down to 1,900, so I need to credit the option to get it lower. So I credit option and debit AOCI. And the last one is adjust for time value. So offset gain or loss, adjust the option to its fair value. Notice I adjust the forward contract to its fair value in a forward contract hedge, although this one seems easier because I've got the amount up there. I'm adjusting to something, not by the difference. And then adjust for the time value. So those are your 3 steps. The next one, I'm going to get it from 1,900 down to 1,000 and 1,900 down to 0. So again, 3 steps. I offset my gain or loss. So I have a loss over here and a gain over there. And then I adjust my option from 1,900 down to 1,000. So I credit it for $900. and I record my option expense for the 1900 down to 0, so I have 1900. The next thing I do is I settle my option, and so the first thing I need to do is get my foreign currency so I can turn around and sell it. So I debit foreign currency for 54,000 and get accounts receivable off my books, which are sitting at 54,000. See, debit it for 55, plus 3 is 58, minus 4 is 54. So accounts receivables off my books. I can go back up here and ask myself, am I going to exercise the option? Would I rather sell it for 055 or 054? I'd rather sell it for 055. So I am going to exercise my option. So I get cash. I'm going to sell it for 055. So I get cash of 55,000. Give them the foreign currency worth 54,000, and the option is sitting at $1,000 right here. I've adjusted it from 2,100 down by 200 and down by another 900. So it's sitting on my books for 1,000. And so I get that off my books. So in the end, I should have the foreign currency at 0, the accounts receivable at 0, and the option at 0. If this were a fair value hedge, I would just need the middle one, and I take it to a loss and a loss there.